Once upon a time, there was a plant. Well, actually, a lot of plants. Like, a lot of plants. Yeah, that's better. Also, we still have them, so they aren't really a once upon a time type of thing. Let me rephrase. There are plants right now, and there are a lot of them. Capiche? Okay, so now you know about that, let me tell you something about plants. Lean in close. Little closer. Come on, scooch right in there. Plants make their own food from the sun. Sun food. Taste the sun. The process is called photosynthesis. Okay, you can lean out now. Why'd you get so close? Now, you heard me right. Plants make their own food. Sun food, taste the sun, etc. This might be a little hard to understand, so let me try to find something to compare it to. Marcia, where did you put my comparison material? In my what? Oh, my desk, okay. Thank you, Marcia! Aha! Found him. No, not that. No. There it is. Okay, so you see, photosynthesis is like a recipe. For plants to produce their own food, called glucose or sugar, they need a specific number and amount of ingredients. They come in a special formula, something like 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus light equals C6H12O6 plus 6O2. In other, way simpler terms, carbon dioxide plus water plus light equals glucose and oxygen. Think of it like sugar plus eggs plus flour plus milk equals delicious muffins. Make sense? Good. Keep in mind that just like a recipe for making a sweet, sweet cake, every ingredient, or in scientific terms, reactant, in photosynthesis matters. Let's start with the most recognizable element in photosynthesis: sunlight. Plants absorb light energy from the sun and convert it into chemical energy, which is stored in glucose. Next up, H2O, or, water. Water enters the plant from its roots, and the hydrogen and oxygen in said water are like sub-ingredients in the recipe that makes up the ingredient water, like an egg being made up of an egg white and an egg yolk. This oxygen and hydrogen help make up the glucose. Now, carbon dioxide, good old CO2. Carbon dioxide enters plants through itty-bitty openings in the leaves and is used in the formation of glucose during photosynthesis. Last of our reactants, but definitely not least, is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment in the plant that absorbs light, and though all green parts of a plant have chloroplasts, parts inside a green plant cell that contain chlorophyll, most of the light energy from the sun is captured in the plant's leaves. And of course, we can't forget our lovely products. These products are sort of like the end result of a recipe. There are two main products of photosynthesis: glucose and oxygen. Inside glucose is the chemical energy that was converted from light energy. Glucose is like food for the plant and helps it grow. It can also be converted into starch and other compounds. Glucose and starch are sources of energy for primary consumers that eat plants. As for oxygen, it's as important, if not more important than glucose. Humans and animals breathe in oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, and it's important that plants counteract this by taking in carbon dioxide and putting out oxygen. As you can see, the reactants that go into and the products that come out of photosynthesis are very important, not just to plants, but to us humans and animals too. Now, let's take a closer look at the sun and energy. Remember that energy comes in a lot of different forms, and while energy can't be created or destroyed, it can be converted or transformed. Photosynthesis is a great example. Plants take in light energy in an endothermic reaction and transform it into chemical energy as carbohydrates, aka glucose. Basically, it's like a person eating food, getting chemical energy, and then converting that energy into kinetic energy as they move around and do things. except, it's the sun and a plant. Now you can see how much photosynthesis is like a recipe. You have to have just the right blend of reactants to get a good product, and that product is important not just because it tastes good. Photosynthesis is a vital process that helps all things on Earth, and without it, we'd be down a river of CO2 without a chlorophyll paddle to help us. This concludes our presentation on photosynthesis.